I have a lot of viewers who are buying their very first rental property. What advice would you give them maybe to get prepared, you know?
Yeah,
Uh,
I would tell them obviously check your credit, make sure your credit is where you think it is. Um, there's a website called www.myfico.com. myfico.com. It's very simple. I've used it for my own credit monitoring for 10 years. Borrower actually turned me on to it back in the mid 2010s. And it's the only site on the internet where you can actually get your mortgage FICO score, which is FICO
oh,
Classic,
wow.
FICO's 5, 4, and 2. Most credit monitoring, Credit Karma, all these other ones, that's your FICO 8 score. It's not the model. So most people don't know that FICO has numerous different scoring models
Right.
depending on what type of credit is being extended. So you have an auto loan score, a credit card score, a mortgage score, FICO 8, FICO 9, FICO 10, right? They're always coming out with different versions, but myFICO, it's a pay site. It's like $30 to join. You get a tri-merge. You could cancel at any time. That's the only place where you could get on the internet your mortgage score that I'm going to pull. So if you,
Gotcha.
Angela, if you do that today and your FICO's 5, 4, and 2 are a mid of 750, if I go pull it 5 minutes later, I'm going to get a 750. So what frequently happens is someone looks at their Credit Karma and says I'm 780, and I pull them in their 719 FICO
Right.
Classic. That old FICO Classic score is very harsh, very unforgiving. You know, one paid collection from 3 years ago could still hit your score 50 points, whereas the new models don't do that. So until we transition out of that model, you want to be able to know what's my mortgage score, not what's my FICO 8 or FICO 9, because that's not what we
Right.
pull.
Yeah, I think
So get your credit in order, make sure that you have your cash and your reserves and your closing costs, right? And we can help with that, right? If you're coming to us and you're saying, I'm buying a 250 house, here's the tax, here's the insurance, we'll do a fairly accurate loan estimate that's going to show you here's the cash to close, including fees. Then I need 6 months reserves. Here's how much money I need, and then pad it a couple $1,000, right, for incidental. So you want to make sure you have your cash. You want to make sure your credit is in order. And then you can go and look. And when you're looking, they're going to want to send you these addresses and all the numbers so you can see what if they're looking at 10 houses in St. Louis, let's say, which one's the best rental, right? Well,
right.
you'd have to run the numbers to figure that out, right? Maybe one is a 1.3 DSCR and one is a zero point 0.9, but you don't know until you run them. So doing your research up front can really help. And that's what we're here for, to kind of point them in the right direction.
Yeah, definitely. And that's one of the things I teach through some of my videos is, that mortgage loans are a lot like taxes, and no two scenarios are ever going to be the same. And there's so many different
Yeah.
factors that play in. Yeah.